assembled company, welcome to the World Storytelling Cafe. And tonight, so far, we have two of our magnificent young tellers with us. Hopefully more will be joining in the course of the next hour. But right now, we are going over to Gaza and Palestine, and we are going to welcome onto the floor of the cafe, Hala Bostan. Hala, please tell us a story.
Hey everybody, my name's Hala Bostan. I'm 11 years old. My teacher Sahar Syam. Today I will tell you a poem about Four Seasons Trip. Can I start?
Please do.
The Four Seasons Trip. It was late spring when I met a tree. It sang to me. I feel so happy, just like a king. My arms have birds that will sing. Then came summer. I met again the tree, and it sang to me. Now I'm wearing a nice green shirt, but now I really, and all my arms are heavy with the fruit. When autumn came, I met the friendly tree, and it sang to me. I have put on yellow, brown, and red, but now I really feel a little bit sad, a little bit sad. In winter, we meet again, the old tree and me, and so sang the tree. I'm naked and cold, I'm waiting for spring to see the sunshine and hear the birds sing, and hear the birds sing. And this is the story of the Four Seasons tree that sang four songs to me. The finish.
I loved that singing, and just to that combining of story and song it was just lovely, Hala. Thank you.
Hello.
What a wonderful way to start the program.
Hello, Hala. Hala, is this your first time here at the World Storytelling Cafe?
No, she's been. You've been before, Hala. You've been a couple of times before, I think.
Hala, is this your first time?
No, two.
Oh, second time. Fantastic. I love the singing. And it's lovely that your teacher, Sahar Siam, invited you. I love Sahar. So well done. Fantastic.
Yeah, yes. I think there was a week you couldn't come and Hala was there. But we're hoping that Hala is going to be regular because we love her stories and her songs. So we will move rapidly. I can't see anyone else coming in from anywhere else in the world. So we're going to go on Hala's magic carpet and we are going to go from Palestine to Wales. And there, Solly, with his magnificent hat, is waiting to tell a story. Have you got a story for us, Solly?
Yes. Okay. A long time ago, when the world had just begun, and everything was perfect, even the humans. Jupiter, king of the gods. Sorry, I only just learned this one today. Can I start again? Sorry.
Please do. Never apologize.
A long time ago, when the world was new and everything was perfect, and gods ruled the skies, the king of all those gods, Jupiter, began to get worried. What if the humans were about to take over from him? So he thought and he thought. And finally he came up with a plan. He traveled for days and nights and days and nights until he reached Vulcan, god of craft. he went into Vulcan's forge and asked him to make him a woman, beautiful and wise, out of clay. When Vulcan had finished her, Jupiter breathed life into her. And set her down on Earth. He gave her a beautiful house with a beautiful garden and a beautiful village in the middle of his perfect world. And one thing he gave her, most special of all, was a box with strict instructions to never open the box. He called her Pandora, and she lived happily in her small house for a long time, just pottering around and gardening and having a lovely time. But she was always curious about what was in the box. And finally, one day, curiosity overtook her, and she walked inside and took it off its special shelf, and she opened it. And inside, she saw thousands of moving tiny creatures, blue and black and grey, all the darkest, most horrible, miserable colours. And as soon as she opened the box, they flew out and they clustered around the walls and around her house. She screamed and ran out. And each one was a little tiny different trouble. And that's how troubles came into the world.
Solly, what is amazing and incredibly courageous that you learn a story today to bring to us, and you just tell it that same day as you put it in your head, which I think, if I remember in my workshop, I said to you, if you get a story, you have to tell it the same day, and it'll help you remember it. But you do this, and you do it in public. You do this to the world, which is incredibly courageous. Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, I'm going to go around and ask for comments from our. Well, first of all, Solly, have you anything to say to Hala about her story? Or just ask her questions about Palestine, whatever you like. You're muted.
I thought it was really nice. I really liked the singing. Yeah, it was really lovely. It was a really nice story.
Thank you. Hala, have you anything to say to Solly for Solly's story? Okay, you're just, it's okay. It's okay. It's not compulsory to speak. No, Cass. We normally do this at the end, but I'm waiting. I'm hoping by the time we've gone round everyone, there'll be more young tellers joining us. But maybe it's maybe people are still recovering from Diwali. I'm not sure. In India. So, Cass, have you got anything to say to our young tellers?
Yes, I have, John. First of all, Hala, I really loved your confident manner and the way that you made it very clear that this is your stage and you were in command of your stage, and you made it very clear to us that you are now starting your story. And the singing as well, I think, gave a wonderful lift to your story, so very well done. And Solly, you know, it takes a lot of confidence to tell stories to people you don't know in perhaps a forum you're not that used to, and to take a story that you'd only just learnt or you'd only just perhaps read this morning and to tell it to us today, and also just to have, frankly, the good sense when it didn't quite go right at the beginning, just to say, okay, that's not right, I'm going to start again. It's just so great. Very well done.
Thank you. Heather, you came in. I don't know how much you saw.
I'm so sorry, Hannah, but I missed your story, and I'm going to have to go and listen to it online later and catch up. But because it sounds amazing.
Well,
No,
I don't think it had hurt because it was a very short story. And if Hala doesn't mind, can we have your story again, please, Hala? Because you were right at the beginning and some people weren't here. Do you mind? Can you do it again, please? Yeah. So please start your story, Hala. You're muted. Just the same story. Just the same story. You don't have to do a different story. Just the same one which you did, but do it again for the people that weren't here. If you unmute yourself.
Hala, perhaps will you tell the same story again?
You're muted.
Please unmute. We want to hear your wonderful voice.
I'm not sure if Hala has understood.
Hala, Heather and Mike were not here at the beginning of the program and they missed your story. Could you do the same story again so Heather and Mike can hear it? Do you mind doing that? Would that work? Can you unmute and say, can you unmute yourself? Ah, maybe not. Okay. Well, what have you got to say to Solly, Heather?
no, that's fine. That was a grand idea, but no worries. Yeah, no, and Sully, Sully, I came in just as you were starting again, and I totally agree with Kath. That was so brilliant to just kind of sort of say, no, wait a second, let's just start again and take that new breath. And it came across really well. It just so happened I was listening to a program about Pandora the other night, so it was kind of like, oh, Pandora again, that's grand. And you did a great job with that. I'm very impressed.
So, David, what have you got to say to our young talent?
Well, I hadn't heard, I didn't hear you tell a story before, Hala, and I just really enjoyed the way you sat. We could see you very clearly, and you told your story so confidently. And also, as everybody said, I enjoyed the singing very much. And Solly, yeah, again, the same as what other people said. But one thing that I really liked, a story like Pandora, sometimes people might tell it with lots of drama and big gestures. But you told it in a very simple way, but somehow it was really powerful. When troubles came into the world, it really, I heard that story many times before, but just your simplicity, and maybe also because you're very young, why did you choose to tell the story of Pandora?
I'm not really sure. I just found it in a book and I thought it was a good story to tell.
Yeah.
There is no better reason for telling a story.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Solly.
Mike Faxty.
Yeah, Hala, I was in time to hear your song and I really loved it. Apparently I missed the story, so I'll get that on catch up. And Solly, as I said, it was excellent what you did. And I liked the fact that you changed it, just that little bit coming in the second time, and you put in the bit about ruled by the gods, which was obviously what you were unhappy about not having first time. And it just flowed from there beautifully. It was really nice. Well done.
And Baba C.
Hala, I really enjoyed your song story. The last time I sang, my deaf friend told me to stop. So I really got a kick out of your voice. And I encourage you to do more of that. So it's so wonderful. Solly, you're growing on me. I love the way you approach stories. As for making mistakes, mistakes are learning opportunities. And at the end of the story, people are going to remember that you told the story. Some may remember that you backed up a moment and retold it with more confidence, and that's great. Never be afraid of making an error. That's the way you learn. If I ever make an error, I hope to learn from it. So thank you very much, Solly.
Well, I've had an amazing day of listening to young people, and and it was just topped off. As I was walking through the Medina, and people were stopping me and trying to sell me slippers and carpets and all sorts of things, and sometimes just to pass the time of day. I said, no, I can't. I have to see some wonderful young people on Zoom. And so no one stopped me. And I got, for the first time, you're that important. For the first time, I got from one side of the Medina to another without taking one wrong turning, which is just... when you're talking about an old medieval city, is not easy. So, and I was in a cafe, a cafe that's also an education project with young students of English earlier. And we told a story together and they asked questions, and I'm hoping they're going to come onto this, onto the cafe at some point, or to come onto the Tuesday nights. If not, they will be working live in February, because in February, when we have our storytelling festival, thank you, Mike. So when we have our storytelling festival, we're going to have a Tuesday evening, the same Tuesday evening, but we will have you all on Zoom, unless you manage to get here, unless you tell your mum that, you know, it's really important for your personal development. No, I don't want to bankrupt her. But you will be able to join in with the festival on Zoom, and I'll have live young people in the cafe as well. And apparently there's a Palestinian writer been working with young people, taking traditional story that they've been working on. And I've found a young Abdul who was translating for me, actually. Young man, he's probably about 12, 13, 14 years old. And he will tell the story in English from my kids. So that's going to be great. Solly, Babasi is asking how old you are.
12.
Fantastic. So we'll just retire when you get to about 18 or something. We'll just give up. But it's been an amazing night, actually, with just two of you. It
John,
always amazes me.
Do you mind if I interject a moment, John?
Please.
talking about 18-year-old storytellers, I was in Orkney just a couple of weeks ago, and who do you think I saw in person?
Elsa.
Ailsa Dixon, yeah, none other but our Ailsa Dixon. Yeah, yeah, it was so lovely to see her.
Yes, yeah. She's going to put the rest of us out of work.
She did
And
a grand job, didn't she? She did a really good job. Some great stories.
She did. She told some great stories. Yeah.
Did she play her harp? Did she play a harp?
I think she had her harp with her on Orkney. Did she?
There was a Japanese lady, Mio Shudo. She played the harp. I don't think Elsa did.
Oh, harp or not, she's a great storyteller.
She is.
Yeah.
She is. Yeah.
Real quick
Yeah.
to Solly and Hala. One of the greatest gifts as a storyteller I've ever received was way back when this beard was black. And I used to tell stories on Saturday at a bookstore. And there was a little fellow there. He was probably around 8 or 9. And he would be there always. And then one day he said, I want to be just like you when I grow up. But the next time we meet, I want to tell you a story. And so there was the storytelling on the weekend had stopped for a little while. But then I saw him again about a year later. And he told me a story. And he told the audience that he had promised to tell me a story the next time he met. So whenever I hear young storytellers tell stories, I'm reminded of that. For we're here to help you, to assist you if you need us, to critique you when it's necessary, but you are a gift to us. So knowing the storytellers like Hala and Solly are already telling stories, when we finally retire, storytellers never really retire. We just stop telling stories to the public. We know we're in good hands. So thank you, Solly, and thank you, Hala.
thank you. And what have we got coming up in the cafe Friday? It'll probably be me because no one else has stepped up. So I think I'm going to do Friday this week. I still have some places to fill. I'll get back to you on your request, Babasi, for the end of the month, end of next month. Next Sunday, for the adults and anyone else actually who wants to come in, but you know, it's the time when adults put their mouths where you normally, you know, it's where your mouth is, but they put their mouths where their feet are, I suppose. But it's an open mic, so it's worldwide story round run by Mike Rust. So please come along to that. Next Tuesday will be our Young Tellers. I will have publicised it a lot more for next Tuesday. So hopefully we'll have more, and people from India would have got over Diwali, so that would be easier. But it doesn't matter that there was only 2 on tonight. Hala and Solly, it was worth. It's always worth. If there's only one person turned up, but with 2 of you, it made it a brilliant night. Loved it, and hopefully we'll be back having many more Young Tellers next week. So for now, I don't think there's anyone waiting in the waiting room. Good night, and see you next week. Hala, please come and visit us again.
Can't wait to hear their stories.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
I'm just
Until the next time, to be continued.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, Hala. Bye, Solly. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Hey, Mike, we behaved this time.
We
Let's
did.
not
Norman, that
let
was
that
rotten
happen again.
timing. You've just missed everything.
Yeah.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, there was 2 wonderful tellers tonight, but we were a bit light on the ground. So with the best will in the world, they couldn't run it for an hour. But go listen on Catch Up. Hala did a beautiful song, and Solly told a fantastic story. So It's just two stories tonight, but it's of quality.
Of
So-
quality.
so-
And if it had been one story, it would have been a singular story.
Absolutely. Thank you for
See?
that pun. Okay. Good night, everybody. And I'm sorry you got here late, but watch it on catch up, Norman.
Hi,
Okay,
Hala.
I finally. Hi, Hala. You told a story, Hala?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, then I look forward to hearing it. And just a quick catch up with the other storytellers. I booked my flights to Marrakesh yesterday.
Now,
I
what
was
day are you arriving?
on the 11th, which is a Friday.
Okay.
I wasn't too sure whether Friday was a good day or not.
Well, it's always a good day. You just have to sort of get an extra day, pay for an extra day at your Riyadh, but you know which.
Well, I
you know which-
expect to pay for 2 extra days.
Oh, perfect. Whatever.
Yeah.
And we will take your idea of doing a Zoom session later next month. I'm getting a shape to the festival. I've been in Marrakesh for a few days.
Mhm.
I've met a lot of people. I've been to all the venues. I've still got some more work to do tomorrow before I come home. But it's going to be the venues are fantastic.
That's good. Yeah, once I clicked send, I realized the amount of work I got. So I'm going to say au revoir to everybody.
Tutu Nana Baka Hanana, which is roughly until the next time. See you later.
Bye-bye everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah,
John.
thanks,
Thank
Ali.
you, everyone. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Hala.
Thank you.
مرحبا. John Barafiki. Until the next time.
Until the next time, Rafiki.